Glenorchy, at the head of the lake, gateway to the two great river valleys of the Rhys and the Dart, and access way to the heart of the Southern Alps since the 1860s. In the old days, people used to come here by boat, but in the 60s, a road was put around from Queenstown. Aside from that, the community has remained much as it was, a service centre for the large sheep stations and a visitor centre, except that in keeping with other parts of New Zealand, many of the visitors now are foreign tourists. I don't believe this. It's like Glenorchy's got its own UFO. Hello there. Oh. What have we got here then?
This is a gyroplane or a gyrocopter.
Gyrocopter, is that what it's called? It's quite an impressive sight on the skyline over Glenorchy. What do you use it for?
Well, it started out it's just a hobby, and since I've taken over the farm here, it's become a useful tool in checking the stock.
Is that right?
And a lot of fun as well.
And on what principle does this work exactly? Is there the engine attached to that, to the rotor, or to the back, or?
No, the engine just provides the forward speed or the airspeed, and the rotor provides the lift. It's in auto rotation all the time.
Good heavens. Well, it's a bit flimsy by my standards. I mean, haven't even got a hostess or a seat tray for a cup of coffee if you need one.
It's a lot of fun, though.
Sorry, Gary McCormick.
Oh, Robert Koch.
Now, there's a name I've seen around the town. Have your family been in these parts for a while?
Yes. Relations go right back to the first run holder here, William and Gilbert Rees.
Right.
But the Koch name's only been here perhaps 150 years.
Still, it's quite a long time, isn't it? And you're obviously a very, very modern branch of the family.
Yes.
I see you've got, presumably that's your shed down there, is it?
Yes.
And is that your house across the way?
Yes, the house in behind those pine trees over there. Yeah.
Right. That looks like it's been around for a while too.
Oh, yes. Yes, it's been here over 100 years.
And this business of farming in these parts, is it? It's a good sort of farming area, is it?
Oh, it can be fairly tough. It's a good lifestyle.
Every year at this time, Glenorchy is host to an event which has become a classic Otago institution, the Glenorchy Races. Now, any particular horse yours, or do you just get on any of these horses?
Oh, this one.
This one. And
that one there. That's actually Anne's horse, that one.
And do you put them through any particular paces before you go down there for the race? I mean, do you get them into training or do any of that stuff?
No.
No, they just wander in cold and take part in this.
Well, we're using them all the time, so they're pretty fit anyway.
Careful.
There's a rumour going around town that you're actually quite good at this, and you're one of the cup winners from previous years.
Only twice.
Well, only twice. I mean, it's twice more than most of us. What race do you go in? What is the race called that you're in?
Oh, well, that was the local gallop.
The local gallop. So this is not a women's gallop or a men's gallop?
No, it's just all hacks from just around the lakes. No thoroughbreds or anything like that are allowed.
What's the history of this Glenorchy so-called, well, it used to be a sporting day, didn't it, rather than a race day?
I think one person just sort of said, well, they'll bring my horse that can go faster than yours, and it's just grown from that.
Right.
Now everyone else comes as well.
Yeah, so everyone else, meaning that there are people coming from other parts of the country, I take it?
Yeah.
Where they come from?
Everywhere.
Is that right?
It's just getting bigger every year, really.
And what about the tote?
I don't want to comment about the tote.
No comment on the tote. All right. Okay, well, we'll ask no further questions about the totes. Obviously, this sports day is a very big event on the social calendar. Is it the biggest sort of social event?
Yeah, it is.
Right.
Yeah.
You looking forward to it?
I'm not, because I get pretty nervous.
Just about the racing, but the social part of it must be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Big
Great.
party?
Yeah.
Good, I like the sound of that.
It's basically just to get together with everybody.
In wool sheds and shearing quarters all around Glenorchy, there are various groups of contestants preparing for the big race tomorrow. Behind us over here, and Slack Lucas's wool shed, is a group of people known to us in Heartland, the Haast group.
We've been coming here for 6-7 years now, and we've had some good times here. Always good crowd in Glenorchy. Anything can happen. And no rules. The only rule is to turn up here virtually and have a horse and have a heap of fun.
You've got a bit of honour to defend over here. I see there's at least 3 cups over there.
Oh, we had a pretty good year here last year, yeah. Debbie Sachs won the ladies gallop and Haas team won the relay, and then I won the quarter mile sprint at the end. Sort of like only just, it was only an inch in it. But a win is a win. And,
and there's no points for second or third as far as you're concerned?
No, there's none. No, you just got to win, that's it. Yeah, by fair means or by foul. A mate of mine, he was in the double bank and race here one year, and he galloped down in this little dog run out on the track, and he skittled it on the way down, and he picked his mate up at the other end and came galloping back and skittled it again, and that was history. That was it. But things like that sort of, they add to.
How was the owner feeling at the time?
Well, a hell of a happy, but we sort of.
He also Kevin's sense of humour. You like seeing small dogs bowl on the racing track,
It doesn't really matter if you win at Glenorchy. You come here for a real good time, which we always have, and if you win something, that's a real bonus. And to be able to take a cup home and say that you won it at Glenorchy is probably as good as a jockey winning at Ellerslie,
Weeknights on 1, Holmes goes behind the headlines for in-depth coverage of the news and newsmakers. From politicians to princesses, disasters to divas, upfront and unpredictable. That's Holmes Weeknight 6:30 on 1.
Tomorrow on Wheel of Fortune at 7.
And here we go. Rosie, you weren't saying me to shoo away, were you? For a moment there I thought you were.
I thought you'd turn around and vote him, but you didn't.
I brought your mail down, Rosie, because it's getting a bit damp up there.
I heard the thing, and for sure I thought it was the mail.
Right. No, well, here I am. I just thought, would you mind if I pop in to say hello? I just happened to be passing by.
Yeah. End of the day, isn't it?
What a view. What a view. Good day to be inside, all things considered. Oh, look at these cats. Lovely kittens. How many have you got here, Rosie?
We're about 17 now.
17?
Counting the...
Aren't they lovely little things? Look, 2 little kittens, 3 little kittens I can see here. They're everywhere.
These are the next...
I'll have to be careful not to sit down.
Oh, and you can always chase them off. They don't...
Is that all right?
Yeah, they're not the boss. Dash it all. You've got plenty of places to go without coming here, little pet.
Well, you don't like to push in, though, do you, when you come into other people's houses?
Oh,
Cats have been here longer than me. How long have you lived here, Rosie?
Since 1916.
1916 in this very same house?
Yeah.
Yeah. And was this house in the family before then, or?
No, my mother bought it.
Right.
When they shifted.
You're part of an old sawmilling family from these parts, is that right?
Oh, W.A. Grant had a mill over there.
The other side of the lake?
Creek, other side of the rivers.
Your father, right. He was the first sawmiller Grant family.
Yes.
Right.
And he stayed there till about 1920, I think. And then he went off scheelite mining up the mountain here. And that occupied him for a good many years.
And what's been occupying you for a good many years here? What have you been up to?
Just one damn thing after another.
You all got all that area all the way down to there?
Boundaries are way over there, next to Scott's itself.
So this is the sort of terrain that you walk around?
Oh, yes, I walk down here. You can slide down too sometimes. After rain. I've had a horse go down in a quicksand. I was on it. And I've got out off, thinking, oh, well. Oh, in fact, I stayed on it in the first place because I said, if you go down, you can jolly well get back with me on you.
And what happened?
It couldn't.
So you had to abandon the horse?
So I had to get off.
And did the horse eventually get out, or?
No, I had to go and get some people. That was way down near Glenorchy, and there was people doing hay not far away. And they brought the tractor or something over and pulled the horse out. Oh, I'll break it off.
Oh, don't
I'll break it
that.
off a lump.
Oh, right.
But they're not very sweet this year. Not much sun, I suppose. I don't know what it was.
Slightly tangled there.
Yeah, look at them. Oh, look at the heaps up there.
I like being Glenorchy in the middle of the summer.
But,
beautiful.
They're very sweet, these kind of berries.
So we get out of rain. I hate to be a spoil sport, but... Thanks. We'll take these inside and consume
Yeah, I
them,
think
shall
that's
we?
the best place.
What a lovely idea.
The wild cherries originally came from way down the lake there below Kinloch. There was a mill there in the early days, and they grew wild cherries.
All right.
And there was hundreds of them.
And so you transplanted them, or your father did, or something?
He brought them, and I don't know how. I think all around the district factory got them.
Now, what are all these photos here? There are some of your early
these
family
were
members,
just
or
friends. That was up at Camp Hill, and that's
Right.
where the schools always had their picnic.
was this the forerunner of the Glenorchy Races, or was this a separate
Yes,
event?
it was much the same thing. Yes.
Right. Is that you?
Yes, that's me.
That's you. Where were you then?
At Sydney, at the harbour,
Yes.
seeing a visitor off.
Right. And here's a lovely little exercise book dated
Yeah, but you can't read it. And I
October
can't- and I
22nd.
can't
Yeah,
read
why?
it.
It's all in hieroglyphics or some sort of code.
Yeah,
Why is this?
I invented that myself.
Why did you do that?
Because my cousin used to come along and read my diary, and I didn't like that. So I decided to make my diary and that they couldn't read it.
And can you read it now?
No, I can't. I know a few of it's just an alphabet, really.
It's very clever.
I think I was darn clever in those days because I can't read it now, and I'm not so good now.
We've fooled everybody with the code, have we?
Yeah, including myself.
These are the wild ones minus the stones, are they?
Yeah, it's supposed to be, but I never guarantee the stones are not all.
No, well-
They're all out because sometimes.
I've got my own teeth, so it should be all right.
Oh yeah, well, it's a case of spit.
Well, nice to see you. I'll see you next time round.
Cheery.
Well, I've crossed the River Jordan and I'm on the other side, on my way to Paradise. I'm not the first person to have travelled this way. In fact, this is one of the oldest tourist routes in New Zealand, dating back to the 1860s. Well, here we are, Paradise House, the first guest accommodation in the area, and it's now owned by Dave Miller.
Alfred Duncan named it Paradise. About 1862, when he and George Simpson brought the first mob of sheep to the head of the lake, and he wrote a lovely romance about meeting with a wahine on the shores of Diamond Lake. And he spoke of the area as being paradise, and Paradise is the name it retains to this day.
How have you managed to hold on to all the trees and bush and things where other people seem to have lost theirs?
Paradise wasn't burnt, it was the last. It was burnt very close to us, to the paddock above Diamond Lake down here called Aiken's Paddock, after some of our very early predecessors. And that was burnt, but that was the closest. All the rest of this has remained virgin to this day. This is the Matai.
Right.
And there's a band of them, about 100 feet in elevation, and they go along the edge of the hillside here above Diamond Lake, and they're just in a very predetermined band, and we've asked why that should be, and apparently we're told that when the lake level was up here, the seed drifted on the surface of the lake and deposited at this area, at this level, and that's why they grow here.
Right. How long ago was the lake level up to here?
Thousands of years ago, after the glacial period. And right through there is Mount Erebus, not to be confused with Antarctica, but that's our Erebus. Momus we can't see. This is the Sugarloaf, the massif in front of us here. And there's a very pointed rock peak behind there. That's Momus, Somnus, god of sleep. See the big ice cap in here?
Right.
Nereus, the chisel, that's in the beginning of the rock band. Then we have Nox and Chaos. See the two lovely twins right here? Nox, Chaos, Poseidon, god of the sea, Niobe, Tantalus. Then we're onto the Fawn Saddle, and the valley directly ahead that most people think is the Dart is actually the Beansburn.
Is it?
And the Dart swings around between, see the grey bluff in the middle
Yes,
distance?
yes.
That's actually Chinaman's Bluff, where the Chinese had their depot for the gold in 1901. And the Dart is between the back of Chinaman's, and the large massif in the centre is Mount Cosmos. See the big one in the middle, dividing the Dart from the Beansburn? And behind here, you can't see them, but we have Pluto, god of the underworld. It looks very much like the Matterhorn. It resembles the Matterhorn in shape. and then Cerberus, the three-headed dog. So this whole quadrant sort of rings us with Roman and Greek gods of formidable stature and nature. We don't have any Dianas. There's no goddess of love. In my day, we could saddle a horse and go across the river here and shoot 3 or 4 deer, or whatever you wanted.
Has your attitude to hunting changed now that you've managed this area?
I suppose time decrees that, yes. Yes, because we've always regarded paradise as a sanctuary. So we haven't always been too popular. I even like to have a rabbit or two around to be able to get a rabbit for the dogs, or you have the dogs that I have, or the cats. But we can't anymore. We can't. There aren't any rabbits. Hares are scarce, and the deer are virtually gone. The helicopters have put most of the deer behind bars. So that's all changed.
But aside from that, it's in pretty well in pristine condition.
Yes, it is. What we're looking at here is
Wednesday on Casualty at 8:35.
I want you to know.
No, I thought you put the blame for it. Oh. Well, perhaps we should both hang on so he's an unruly beast. Well, you wouldn't be far away.
Whereabouts are you from?
I just manage the place just here.
Oh, right. So you're heading across to take part in the big event tomorrow? Have you been in it before?
Yeah, a few times here.
How have you got on?
Oh, average.
Average?
I always fill up a spot at the start anyway.
Well, I have to warn you that the Haas crew over there are looking pretty fierce. They're out there training, they're doing the push-ups and the bit of running and jogging and things. I think they're taking it fairly seriously. They obviously won those cups back they won last year.
You know, we're taking it quite seriously too.
So we haven't met. I'll just...
Andrea Roy.
Hi, Andrea. Are you taking part tomorrow?
Oh, you never can tell.
Is that right? You're thinking you might?
Oh, I may do, yes. I've got 2 horses.
Any particular... You got 2 horses, well, that would be an incentive for a
But he's 27, so...
Well, I'm 42. Let's not draw attention to people's ages at this point.
That's about 90 in human years.
Poor old thing. Oh, well, coming across for a look anyway.
Yeah.
If you decide to go in anything tomorrow, what races will you go in?
The double banking.
Could you explain this to me? People who are using this expression, I don't know what it means.
2 on a horse. 2 up.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, bareback.
Do you actually have to help them on board or something, or do they leap on of their own accord, the other person?
Probably about 5 minutes before the race, we'll work out some method, probably pulling her up. But Malcolm's trying to make his partner become a swan dry?
Oh.
And just make him lie across the saddle like a swan dry.
Oh, that's a cunning ploy. That's pretty clever.
He just has to find somebody willing to be a swan dry.
And what happens tomorrow night?
I'd say a lot of drinking.
Is it true that you have done a 3-day trip?
Yeah, we went from the Mabura Lakes to Glenorchy.
It's like one of those adventure stories. You ride through the day and then you set up camp, do you? Or where did you stay overnight?
Oh, they have huts we stayed in. We huts. They had all the stuff that we needed. So.
Must be pretty exciting.
Yep.
You're looking forward to the day itself. Are you going to be racing at all yourself?
I don't know.
Thinking about it still.
Yeah, it goes, yeah.
From where? Greenstone. The Greenstone.
Just watch out for that bomb, will ya?
Why have you decided to do this at 88 years of age?
Oh, well, to have a look at the scenery around up that way. I've seen it before from plenty of other places.
Right, so this is the first time.
I was born over there.
Over there being where exactly?
Turner's Creek.
All right.
You know where that is?
Know where Turner's Creek is?
Yeah.
So this is your first chance to have a look from the river, as it were?
Yeah.
Should be a hoot out there, I reckon. Lots
Yeah.
of speed. You must have watched these people doing this before. Have you seen them go flying by?
Oh, I suppose I have, yeah.
Yeah. So you're not totally unprepared?
No.
No,
I
right.
suppose not. my only experience of going over there is on a horse.
ever imagine you'd be going as fast as this on the river?
No, I didn't. Very well didn't.
Are you enjoying it?
Oh yeah, it's good.
Well, how does that feel now? Is that better?
Yeah.
What do you think of this mad speed trip we've been doing?
Oh, I was afraid that we might be finding ourselves a way out on the gravel somewhere.
We've made it into this lovely part. Where are we, Rod?
We're just cruising into the Rockburn Chasm.
It's a beautiful spot, isn't it?
It's a bit different.
How far in does it go, Rod?
This boat's a bit big to get right in, but we've got a smaller boat which will probably get in another 20 metres, I guess.
Right. Well, I think we're coming as far as we can go, Rose. Any further, we'll be stuck. There we are. Oh, peace. Now we should savour this peaceful moment.
Yeah, it's great. Those rocks and all those seams that are in them, you know.
Yes.
It's great.
I love it. I love the views. I just love the views. That's one of the reasons I just so much like Glenorchy.
Right.
Just the scenery.
How about you, Mark? How long have you been in Glenorchy and climbing?
I came here 20 years ago and I climbed Earnslaw and sat on the top and thought, shit, this would be a nice place to live. So I've been here ever since, I'm afraid.
So was it the climb that actually brought you here in the first place?
Yeah.
Good heavens.
We lay down, went to sleep on the top and woke up and the valley just unfolded out of the mist and there was Glenorchy.
What about the economics that have been affecting the rest of the country? I mean, is it something that's talked about in Glenorchy? Do people worry about the state of the economy? Or
We can sit back here, look at the rest of the world and just do our own thing, really. I mean, it affects us to a certain
Neither
degree.
have you got TV. It helps.
Well, I have noticed that. There doesn't seem to be a lot of television about, nor do there seem to be many radio broadcasts.
Radio reception's pretty scratchy.
Right.
But we find we don't really need to know all that about what's on television.
It doesn't matter, really.
So we've got our own life to live. Why try and live everybody else's through a television set or other communication? Sure, we like communication, but by and large, we can ignore everybody else's problems. We've got our own problems to take care of.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you, as you say, you've both emerged untroubled and unbowed by the rest of the world's problems to be able to spend your time up here in the mountains. I'm slightly envious in a way.
Well, so you should be.
Don't tell too many people, will you?
This is just a great life. We've just got to get out and enjoy it.
Tonight on Prime Time, we ask good health.
I'm 10. 10 is choice. Yep. So whichever colour. I don't know. We'll find out. Both sides doing it. Both sides. Oh, wait me a fluke. Bang.
Peter.
Gary.
You're the track steward or captain or president or something, is that right?
I'm president of the rugby club, that's my name.
But obviously you're in charge of a very important job here, allocating the numbers. Is this how it all begins today?
That's the start of it, yes.
Yeah? So how many horses do you think you're going to have in the races today?
We've got about 60 entered so far.
And is this the complement of cups here that people are competing for?
Yeah, there should be more, but they'll eventually arrive.
We met a few Haas people the other day who were hoarding a few up at their headquarters in the wool shed. Have you got those back yet?
No, but I'll get them next shearing.
And how would you describe the conditions here today in racing terms?
Easy.
Easy?
Gets easier every year.
Fire board.
Yeah. One to go.
Very windy.
Now, what exactly were you doing there?
That's 63.
Is it?
Yeah.
How's anyone going to be able to tell that?
Well, it probably won't get anywhere, so it won't matter.
Well, it looks like the weather's going to clear for us, and I've got a new hat. In fact, it's maybe a tad too new. Looking at some of these blokes around here, they're fairly tough looking. Give it a bit of a working over. There we are. And the first race is about to get underway.
Written by G. McCain. It is.
Yeah, what's the drill here?
We get down to the far end as quickly as we can, saddle up our horse and gallop back. We finish here.
I see. Now, do you get any help down there? You just have to pick up the saddle off the ground and
fire on ourselves and attach it.
Right.
And hopefully it doesn't come off.
Right. Well, he looks like he's keen to go.
Well, yeah. As long as he doesn't leave me on the ground.
15 horses in the race today. They're all gathering up here at the starting point. They
Most
will
people
race.
don't got their girths properly and the saddles in back here and underneath.
You've obviously thought this through. You know where the pitfalls lie.
I just haven't written it through. It's like reading a book, all theory and no practice.
What do you think you're best at?
Well, you got to get on. If you can't get on straight away, well, it's hopeless. I went out the gate here last year.
Why did you end up going out the gate?
Oh, I couldn't get on it.
Is that right?
You know, it's once it's all the horses are all lined up here, she's pretty hard work.
Okay, they're in the starter's hand, ready for a start now. They're ready for a start. They're off. They're racing now. They're all on their horses, or most of them. And they're racing down the far end now. Right there, down in front. There's been a couple of falls. Few further stop. And some horses going the right way, some horses going the wrong way. Most of them are going the right way. They're down the far end now. There's 2 or 3, yes, Brian Dagg. Superb piece of horsemanship there. He got his saddle on very quickly. Look at this. What a clear winner. Some horses are still casting down the main straight. 2 horses going by themselves here today. Giving a big clap, number 8. She comes in.
What a star! What a star! I mean, there were hundreds of people who never even got their saddle on the horse. You came back with great style. You must be pretty excited.
Well, I stayed on. That was the main objective.
And not only that, you rode with tremendous grace, I thought, under pressure there. You must be feeling quite elated.
Well, I am, that he's still got the life in him to perform like this.
Oh, absolutely fabulous. And I think take fair share of credit yourself here. I don't think we should overlook the fact that it's often the driver who's responsible for these successes. So you'll be quite buoyed up now, looking forward to your next race.
I came last, but I enjoyed it.
And they're racing. This is a trotting cup, very hard to hold these horses back. It'll be 3 times past the post here, down the straight down here, and then twice around the course. Helen Chris is out in front, number 3. Very close.
Our team's going to be called the Easy Riders.
What are we going to be called?
We're
going to go and find a name. Do you want to go and ask those guys?
Are you on duty here all day long, or?
No, just we all drift in and do a turn and wander off, and we get fried ourselves.
Right. Where have you come in from today, Iris?
Well, Reese Valley Station, just about 6k out the road from here.
Did you ride down like so many other cowboys and cowgirls around here?
No, I'm afraid my horses aren't well mannered enough to be seen in public.
How big is your station?
18,000 and something hectares.
Hectares? What's that in the old measurement in terms of acres?
46,000 acres they used to be.
That's quite big, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not the biggest around, but it's...
Must be great though to have all that space to roam around it.
Yes,
I don't suppose you
yes.
see it like that, but an outsider might see it like that.
Yes. We we can understand people wanting to come to the backcountry to get away from the crowds. Once a year is enough for us in terms of crowds.
This is it, is this it?
Yes.
Double.
You want a double?
A double.
You don't look big enough to put a double in.
Oh, yeah, me to throw it.
Mark, this looks like a very, very responsible job. I often wondered who the person was going to be who got the job.
That's a slow racehorse from last year, you realise that?
It's a very popular joke around these parts at the moment too.
I'm not good on people, you see, so this is a sort of a compulsory burst and then away.
This is the best job that an antisocial person like yourself could hope to get.
One year with your back turned to the crowd, you know.
Well, here we have the finals of the relay, a much sought after cup this one, and we have three fine teams. We have the Roys from Woodbine Station, we have the Percys from the Rootburn Station, and of course from Harsh, J.D. Nolan and Debbie Saxton.
Now on the starter's hands for the start of the relay race. Four teams lined up. Pass the shower and we'll get back to fine weather. And they're racing. Four teams now. Looking very close to the stage. So the Hearts team is going to have the first change over there. Oh, there's been one horse down. One horse down. He's okay. The rider's fine. Going for the second change now. This is close. They're all close. They head to the top of the course here now for the turn. There's Brian Dagg again from the easy riders coming the corner there. Beautiful ride. Next to it is Brian Dagg. Very, very close.
These aren't normal conditions for racing, are they?
Apart from the rain, it's too dangerous for the horses anyway. Oh, yes, yeah.
What do they do at Ascot when this happens, you know? What's the story?
I think we'll flag it today and have a go tomorrow.
Passing shower doesn't appear to be passing as quickly as what we had expected. The races will be abandoned for the day, and we'll have another start tomorrow morning, commencing at around about 9 o'clock in the morning. If you'd like to stay in Glenorchy for the evening, there'll be entertainment in the hall tonight with Reginald Taggart, and tomorrow we'll run the races as per usual, around about 9 o'clock. So hit the cover, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Who's in the truck? I don't know. Throw some oats out, would you?
Well,
Go to the pub.
Your team.
Nothing worse than standing in a group like this after the races are cancelled at midday, and they have to stand here perfectly sober and keep a calm eye on things. It's been a dreadful experience.
Well, we knock off later on, so we probably make up for it then, but certainly it hasn't dampened the spirits anyhow. The spirits are still going, although the place is flooded out.
Speaking of which, is the road still open back to Queenstown?
As far as I'm aware, I was talking to Queenstown just before, and yeah, it's still open, which is unusual with the amount of rain that we had. It's normally been some washout somewhere on the line. But
Where do all these people stay? I mean, there are a lot of visitors here who are obviously not going to drive back to Queenstown over that road. What happens later on?
well, you get up early in the morning and you'll find out.
So you tend
Just
to
make sure
find...
you don't stand on them.
Well, this was an ambling, perambulating stream which trickled its way beneath the bridge, beneath the road to Queenstown. And as you can see, the road to Queenstown is no more, and our stay in Glenorchy has been somewhat extended. Do you think it would have come down away from...
Oh, it must have come down the way. There's obviously there's been a big build-up in the hills here, and there's been just thousands, millions of tonnes of water just come down here and just spewed everywhere.
There's people in a van over there. I would have given them a wave to cheer them up. I think they've been there all night. They're probably between slips over there.
I'd say so, yeah, they're stranded, yes.
This is going through my place.
Oh, this is all your property here, across here?
This is where our homestead is.
Right.
My rams are marooned there. I've got ewes and lambs marooned further down, but they're not in danger at this stage. So I'm one of the lucky ones.
Where were you when you got the call?
Oh, we're down enjoying ourselves at the hotel. Yeah, well, we come home and just over there, we're sandbagging up over there, stopping going down the paddock, down to our house. Dad's never seen anything like it, like God knows how many sheep and cattle were floated away of ours over the river there.
So what
we tried to drive up there to see our sheep up there, and there's no way you could get up there.
Did you have any idea the water was going to get as close to the house as this?
Well, no, but we kept a lookout.
And at what point did you decide some sandbagging might be in order?
Oh, about 2:30.
Is that right? Yeah. So you've been up since then?
Virtually, yeah. We actually moved up to the neighbour's place about 4.
Right.
We've got 3 small children, so we moved out before things got too crazy.
I know she didn't have any chance to get the washing in on the way past.
No, it's not a good day for drying and washing.
Well, this big piece of machinery here should do the job.
Yeah.
I gather the idea is to block off the river, stream a bit so it goes round your place, is it?
Yeah.
Is the forecast any better for later today? Do you know? Have you heard it?
Yes. No, it's no better.
No better?
Another whole 24 hours of work.
I understand that the lake is rising pretty quickly now, and talking to the harbour master before, he was expecting it to rise another metre, so that could cause a few problems for some of the houses closer to the lake and Queenstown as well.
I gather that they're trying to get most of the people out who are visitors here. Is that the story? There's been 1 boat in so far.
Yeah, well, there's another 3 boatloads, I think, fully booked to actually shift the visitors out, get them back out to Queenstown.
Come on, this way. This guy's in it, film me.
You get me, okay?
Yeah, give us an effort there. We do this sort of thing a lot.
Every day of the week.
Well done. What about livestock?
Well, I've got 60-odd cattle out on the river flats, which is just a sheet of water at the moment, and I won't know until the weather clears what they're up to.
Right, so you can't go up in your gyrocopter in these conditions?
Well, now the rain stopped, perhaps I can.
Right.
But I better get up there soon before it starts again.
Oh, I see. Look at this in here. We've got an indoor swimming pool here now.
That's where I teach my sheep to swim.
You can hear the water draining away down below. Yeah. Down below there, right. Hi, Anne, Michelle. Find my way gingerly across the swamp. There, what a scene of devastation.
It is, isn't it?
This is rather ashamed to have to meet you both under these circumstances, given the day we were having on Saturday.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing. We were in the lounge and in one flash of lightning we just looked out the window and it was coming down onto the lounge window, and it was sort of about 1.5 feet on the lounge window, and we just all panicked because we were just lucky it didn't come through. If it had come through, it would have filled up the whole room just about. But I think the creek above the house must have burst, but luckily there's some trees there that filtered it, otherwise we'd have had big logs like that all through it and through the house.
Where are we here? What's the name of this creek or river?
This is Scott's Creek, and yeah, usually the creek runs over there where that bridge is, and it's changed course completely and the bridge is just totally moved.
Oh, there's a third one getting its front feet bogged down as well.
Actually, we'll leave her now. She's actually not stuck. She might be on the road. Well, over here, could be in trouble. Plenty of cows have got horns, but that's about the only use horns have got. They hook a rope onto.
Right. Well, it wouldn't pay for us to get too near there, but let's put it anyway.
No. It's cancer.
So it's back to the tractor then?
Back to the tractor, I'm afraid.
It's like somebody had died, you know, it was just awful. Because, I mean, the place just looks terrible. We've done so much.
2 o'clock, something like that. It came through the house, and yeah, I suppose that's when the main of the damage was done.
Did you hear it? Is that how you...
Well, no, I didn't. I'm a very sound sleeper. Yeah, so there was all the screaming and bashing around and downstairs that I actually realised something was on.
And when you went downstairs, what did you find?
Quite a lot of water. You know, it was sort of flowing everywhere, really. Yeah.
So where was this gravel originally? Right up there somewhere?
Yeah, it came on off the hill. Yeah, just sort of, yeah.
Well, how on earth do you start to resurrect?
Well, I'm really not quite sure at the moment. Yeah, no, I'm not quite sure. But we've got plenty of gravel for roads and things like that, and it'll be pretty well set for a while.
The next 250 years?
Yeah, I don't think we'll have to go far, will we?
So you think you're going to be able to push enough stuff out of the way to...
I'm really not sure. The trouble with a repair like this is quite often it's temporary because Mother Nature's a lot stronger than what we are, so...
This is actually quite a major engineering feat you're undertaking here. This is the local equivalent of the Clyde Dam by the looks of it.
The trees already have fallen in there, so hopefully what I'll do is I'll just push up rocks and things against them, and that will hold it, fingers and toes crossed, really.
Where are you going with the bucket?
In search of water for flushing the toilets.
Is that right? So it's come down to that now, is it?
Yes.
How many miles are you going to have to go and get it?
A long way.
The redirected stream way over there somewhere, right.
Now that everything's dried up.
And tragically, we are standing on your drive.
Yes.
That you just finished constructing, I believe.
Yes. It took me many days to gravel this driveway by hand. It was looking beautifully white, lovely small pebble stones all the way along here.
So you have shoveled the stones onto a trailer.
Shoveled on, shoveled off, got stuck, had to shovel on again and carried on. Good for the waistline and the sole.
This has become a tragic bad luck story. I admire your courage and your spirit that you're still here with a smile on your face. No. I'm getting choked up. I think I'll have to go and have a lie down.
It's life though.
There we have it, the best laid plans of mice and men. I came here to enjoy a day at the races and I've ended up in some kind of natural disaster, which just goes to prove, as generations have known long before me, that the high country is a wonderful place, but it pays to respect it.